The billionaire lost $40 million before breakfast. At 7:12 in the morning, Hart received a phone call that changed his entire day. He had just lost $40 million. Before breakfast, before his first meeting, before he had even left his bedroom. But the strange part wasn't that he lost the money. It was how it happened. And what Hart did next surprised everyone. Hart was 34 years old. He owned several companies. He had investments all over the world. His house overlooked an enormous city skyline. He had everything most people could ever dream about. But that morning, he woke up completely unaware that his life was about to change. At 6:30 a.m., Hart walked into his kitchen. His chef had already prepared breakfast. Eggs, toast, fresh fruit, coffee. Hart sat down and picked up his phone. He had hundreds of notifications. Normally, he ignored most of them, but one message caught his attention. Urgent. Hart opened it. The message was from his chief financial officer. "Call me immediately." Hart frowned. He called. The CFO answered almost instantly. Hart, his voice sounded different. "What happened?" There was a pause. "One of our investments collapsed overnight." Hart sat up straight. "How much?" Another pause. "About $40 million. Hart stared at the table. $40 million. Gone. Just like that. He looked at his breakfast. The coffee was still steaming. He hadn't even taken a bite. And he had already lost more money than most people would earn in several lifetimes. But Hart didn't panic. Instead, he asked one question. Why? The CFO explained that one of the companies Hart had invested in had released terrible financial results. Investors panicked. The company's stock dropped dramatically, and Hart's investment lost tens of millions of dollars in value. Hart opened his laptop. The numbers were real. His investment had fallen sharply overnight. $40 million had disappeared from the value of his portfolio. His chef walked into the room. "Sir, breakfast is ready." Hart looked at him. "I don't think I can eat." The chef looked confused. "Is everything okay?" Hart smiled. "I just lost $40 million. The chef froze. He smiled. "Actually, yes." He sat down and ate. Because Hart understood something most people didn't. Losing money didn't mean he had become poor. It meant the value of one investment had changed. But the situation was still serious. The company behind the investment had thousands of employees. Their families depended on the business. Hart wasn't only thinking about his money. He was thinking about everyone connected to the company.